Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel tells ESPN he has requested a trade. Now, the NFL Network reports the request came a week ago, and there haven't been any contract talks since. Samuel also skipping the team's offseason program as he enters the final year of his contract. He's reportedly looking for a new deal after seeing fellow receivers like Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill get big, fat contracts this offseason. And he scrubbed the 49ers from his social media accounts. Of course, he had over 1,700 scrimmage yards last year, contracted through to the end of this season. As you take a look at his regular season in 2021, he had a great year, first in the NFL in terms of yards per receptions. He had 6 10-yard or more rushing touchdowns, and of course that yards after catch, second in the NFL with 772 for the former second-round pick. All right, for more on this, let's bring in NFL analyst Charles Davis. Charles, first of all, your reaction to the news that Deebo Samuel wants out of San Francisco.
Hey, Jeremy, my first reaction is I need to start thinking ahead better, because the go-to move now in the NFL is once you scrub your social media, big things are going to that's your announcement that big things need to happen, or you're about to have a big announcement. I go back to being at the Combine a few years ago when Josh Rosen, when he was then with the Arizona Cardinals, scrubbed his social media. It wasn't long after that he was traded to Miami. Think about what we've seen in recent times now. Kyler Murray scrubbed his social media when he was upset. No trade, but just to announce to the world, I'm not happy about the way things are going. Deebo Samuel's done it. Others have done it. This is where we are. But let's all remember one thing. His request doesn't mean that it's going to go down that way. This is just his way of getting the team's attention, and in a big way.
But Charles, according to reports, the 49ers are willing to sit down and negotiate a new contract with him to get him paid based on what we've seen this summer in terms of a resetting of the market. But it's Deebo that doesn't want to negotiate. So how do the 49ers get him back in the fold?
That's a great question. And right now it's him not wanting to negotiate, Jeremy. We are old enough that we've seen where people have said, I will absolutely not do, and then they do something, right? So it's a matter of just what you asked. What do the 49ers have to do? They're asking their people, they're asking Deebo's people, what is it exactly is the beef that we need to address in order to get down and sit down at the table and get this thing done? Is it something that's not negotiable? Because if so, that will come out and we'll find out about it. And to me, it would have to be something not football related. It'd have to be something where, maybe even as much as I was told X and they did Y, and I'm not going to talk with them anymore. And if he has that kind of conviction, that's where they are. But I still think that there's a major opportunity to get these two together. I don't see this as being too far gone at this time. But I do think Deebo Samuel wanted to make sure the 49ers understand the depths of his unhappiness. Let's see if they can get that salved as time moves on.
Charles, we're 8 days away from the NFL draft. They've already got Jimmy Garoppolo, that situation that they have to deal with. Now they have Deebo Samuel. In terms of the draft, we always see draft day trades. Perhaps Deebo's a guy that's named. He's given other teams enough time to maybe sit down and maybe look at their boards and go, well, hang on a second, maybe we can make a move here. What does the market for Deebo Samuel look like at this point?
Well, for him, he's looking at, I'm quite sure, Tyreek Hill going to Miami. He's looking at Davante Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders. And what he's saying is, I'm different than any other receiver we're talking about because of my combination of skills, right? He's doing Liam Neeson and Taken, all right? He has a very particular special set of skills, and he can exhibit them at any time and in any offense. And the 49ers really want to keep him around, not just because he's a great player, but if you're trying to break in Trey Lance as your new quarterback next year, you want everything you have to take the pressure off of that young man. And Deebo does that. Short throws become long plays. All right? Wide receiver runs become big plays for you. Just taking the pressure off. He can be a short yardage runner. He can be a deep threat downfield. He can do everything. Just get the ball in his hands. And that's one less thing for your young quarterback to do. So if you're asking about that market, if you're a team that's looking to win the Super Bowl and you want one more breaker, we have been mocking a lot of time here, Jeremy, a lot of the people doing mock drafts.
Yeah.
Buffalo adding a receiver to their deal and really getting strong on offense Could you imagine adding Deebo Samuel to Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, that just picked up Jamison Crowder, and adding him to that roster and now wreaking havoc on the AFC? That's just one place. There'll be a number of places that are considering it, as you noted.
I mean, Charles, you mentioned the social media aspect of things and that, this is the key indicator now. I mean, we've seen it from Deebo. We've seen it from A.J. Brown has done it. I mean, another guy not going to voluntary workouts, Terry McLaurin. So, I mean, when those two, A.J. Brown and McLaurin, look at this situation with Deebo, what kind of an indicator can we kind of read into this in terms of their situations?
Well, I think everyone's emboldened right now, Jeremy, where they feel like they can make better headway with this league as players than ever before. And frankly, I don't blame them for taking the opportunity and trying. What people are going to look at and say, and if you root for teams, you're going to be upset. Negotiate with the team. This is a great contract. I'm a working person. I'd work for that kind of money. What do you want? That's the normal reaction, and it's understandable. But if you go through the history of the league about players being paid and having their opportunities, this is brand new stuff. All right. Trying to get where you can. Deshaun Watson's contract, whether you like it or not, it signaled a brand new day and being able to dictate what players want to do a little bit better. Not quite at NBA level yet, Jeremy. Not where you're picking your own super team, but a better opportunity to get it done. The thing with A.J. Brown, the thing with Terry McLaurin, as terrific as they've been, they haven't been Deebo, who's been first team All-Pro. Gotten his team to one Super Bowl, been part of that, almost got to a Super Bowl last year. That's what they're looking for, and I understand them trying to band together and trying to get it done. But Deebo holds a lot of big cards right now because the 49ers are planning to hit a reset button at quarterback, and you don't want to do it without number 19 on the field.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder if we didn't have this market reset, if we would even be in this situation with all these wide receivers now wanting some big-time money. Charles Davis, appreciate you hopping on with us to talk about the Deebo Samuel situation. He has reportedly requested a trade from the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, this story and plenty of others as we head towards the NFL draft. You can hear about them on your daily NFL fix. The Pick Six podcast, Will Brinson and all the Super Friends breaking down all the latest news from the NFL as we head towards next Thursday night. Download and follow the Pick Six wherever you get your preferred podcast audio. You can also watch the program on YouTube.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.